Listen closely, because what's about to happen in 2026 could be the biggest wealth shift of this decade, and maybe the last time you'll ever be able to build wealth this fast. The markets are changing, new technologies are exploding, and once-in-a-generation opportunities are starting to appear. But only for those who are paying attention. Most people will miss it completely, distracted by headlines or stuck in old financial habits. But a small group will see what's coming and position themselves to win big. In this video, we're breaking down why 2026 might be the last window to grow your wealth at lightning speed, what's driving this economic turning point, and how you can prepare before it's too late. So stay until the end because it may be already too late. Leave a like and let's start. Every few decades, there's a window when the rules of money temporarily change. In the 1990s, it was the internet. People who built websites or invested early in online companies were mocked at first, but a few years later, they were the ones everyone envied. In the 2000s, it was social media. Those who understood how attention could be turned into income were building brands and businesses before anyone else even realized what was going on. The same thing is happening again right now, but this time it's moving faster, and the consequences are even bigger. We're living through one of the most dramatic economic and technological shifts in history. Artificial intelligence isn't just a new invention, it's an entirely new infrastructure for how the world creates value. It's spreading faster than any technology before it. Faster than social media, faster than smartphones, even faster than the internet itself. But what's different this time is how quickly it's being adopted by both individuals and entire industries. In less than 3 years, more than half of American companies have already integrated AI into their business models, while the other half are still trying to figure out what it is or how to use it. That gap between those who adapt early and those who hesitate is where the new wealth is being made. Here's the part most people miss. By around 2030, experts estimate that AI will be fully integrated into nearly every major sector: finance, medicine, education, manufacturing, law, real estate, marketing, you name it. Once that happens, the early mover advantage will disappear. The opportunities to build life-changing wealth will shrink dramatically because everyone will be using the same tools, competing on the same level. That's why the next 2 years, 2025 and 2026, are so crucial. They represent the final stretch before I becomes ordinary, before the gold rush ends. Think about the internet again. The people who started online businesses in 1995 or 1998 were early. They were experimenting. Many failed, but a few changed the world. By 2005, the internet was mainstream, and starting a new online company was still possible, but the explosive growth window had already closed. We're standing in that same phase right now, except it's happening 10 times faster. If you think about how wealth is built, it always follows innovation. The steam engine created industrial tycoons. Oil created energy empires. The internet created tech billionaires. Artificial intelligence is creating something even larger, a digital revolution that touches everything we do, from the way we shop to the way we earn, save, and invest. And because AI can scale almost infinitely, it can multiply results at a speed that no human workforce ever could. That's why 2026 is such a critical line in the sand. It's the last moment before I becomes fully normal, before the market gets saturated, before prices level out, before governments start tightening regulations around it. But there's another reason 2026 might be the last year to build wealth this fast, and it has to do with the global economy. Inflation is cooling, interest rates are likely to fall, and liquidity is expected to return to the markets. Every major financial cycle has a period when cheap capital and rapid innovation overlap. When that happens, asset prices explode. It happened during the dot-com era. It happened during the crypto boom. And if history repeats itself, and it usually does, it's about to happen again in the world of AI, automation, and digital infrastructure. Imagine being alive in 1999 with a chance to buy into Amazon or Google before they became household names. Or imagine starting a YouTube channel in 2010 when there were only a few million creators instead of hundreds of millions. The same early adopter energy exists right now, but this time it's scattered across hundreds of AI-powered platforms and industries. There's not just one Amazon or one Google. There are hundreds of companies, applications, and individuals building the foundations of the AI economy. The difference is, this time, the opportunity isn't just for big corporations. It's for everyday people who understand how to use the technology. Small business owners using AI to automate marketing, freelancers using AI to replace entire teams, investors learning to identify the right companies at the right time. These are the people who are going to experience the fastest financial growth over the next few years. The scary part? Most people won't. They'll read about AI, maybe use it once or twice, but never dig deeper. They'll underestimate it until it's too late. By the time the masses realise what's happening, the easiest money will already have been made. That's what always happens in these cycles. The internet wasn't profitable for everyone. It was profitable for those who acted early and stayed consistent through the chaos. And make no mistake, there will be chaos. Whenever massive money flows into a new technology, bubbles form. Some companies will skyrocket and then collapse, but after the dust settles, the strongest ones will rebuild even bigger. Amazon stock once fell 90% during the dot-com crash, and now it's worth over $1 trillion. The same kind of volatility will happen with AI. But through that volatility, enormous fortunes will quietly be built by those who understand the long-term direction of the world. That's the key. You don't need to predict which company wins. You need to recognize that the entire system is changing. If you're a worker, AI can multiply your output. If you're an entrepreneur, it can cut your costs. If you're an investor, it can give you a front row seat to a generational shift in value creation. If you're a YouTube creator, it can help you to grow faster, especially now that YouTube is literally on easy mode. And it's blowing up every small channel that does things right, as I teach you in my free Telegram community with the link below. And if you understand even a fraction of that before everyone else does, the financial rewards can be life-changing. Let's be honest, most people miss these windows because they wait for certainty. They wait for the media to confirm it's real, for friends to start doing it, for the trend to feel safe. But by then it's too late. The biggest wealth moves always feel uncomfortable in the beginning. That's what separates the early movers from everyone else. The people who are quietly learning how to build AI tools, how to automate parts of their business, how to invest intelligently in the new infrastructure. Those are the ones planting the seeds that will grow into something enormous by the end of the decade. The people who shrug and say, "I'll figure it out later," will look back in 2030, wondering why they didn't act when the opportunity was right in front of them. And that's why 2026 matters so much. It's not a random year, it's a deadline. A point in time when everything that's accelerating right now will begin to mature. By then, the biggest players will already have consolidated power. The easiest opportunities will have been taken, and the cost to enter will skyrocket. This doesn't mean it'll be impossible to build wealth after that, but it won't be this fast, this accessible, or this open to everyone again. So the real question isn't whether AI will change everything. It already is. The real question is whether you'll be part of the group that watches it happen, or the group that uses it to change your financial future. Because every time a new wave like this hits, only a small percentage of people ride it correctly. Everyone else gets caught watching from the shore. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: wealth always moves toward awareness. The faster you understand what's coming, the more time you have to position yourself. And right now, the clock is ticking. So now that you understand why 2026 is such an important year, the real question becomes, how can you actually take advantage of it before it's too late? Because knowing that something big is coming isn't enough. The key is acting before the rest of the world wakes up. Every period of explosive wealth creation in history followed the same pattern. First, there's confusion, then curiosity, then adoption, and finally saturation. Right now we're sitting between curiosity and adoption. That's the sweet spot. The the time when anyone can step in and multiply results faster than normal. The first thing you need to understand is that this wealth wave is not just about investing money, it's about positioning yourself. Whether you're an employee, a business owner, or a total beginner, you can benefit if you think like an early adopter. Let's start with investors, because investing is one of the simplest ways to profit from major economic changes. When new technologies emerge, they create entire ecosystems of businesses. In the 1990s, internet providers, chip makers, and e-commerce companies became the backbone of the digital economy. The same thing is happening again with artificial intelligence. But instead of focusing only on the popular names everyone already knows, smart investors look at the layers underneath. For example, AI needs infrastructure. Every chatbot, automation system, or data analysis tool runs on massive amounts of computing power. That means companies building chips, servers, and data centers are sitting on some of the biggest growth opportunities right now. The same goes for cybersecurity. As AI grows, so do the threats, which means companies protecting data are going to see more demand. And then there's energy. Most people don't realize how much power it takes to run these data centers. That's why clean energy companies and power-efficient tech providers could become the quiet winners of this revolution. If you don't have time to research every company, there are funds that give you exposure to these sectors. Technology ETFs, AI and robotics funds, or even broader innovation portfolios can give you a piece of the growth without picking individual winners. But remember, this market moves fast. There will be hype, there will be corrections, and some companies will fail. The goal isn't to chase the next big stock, it's to understand where the world is going and position yourself early enough to benefit when it gets there. Now let's talk about business owners and entrepreneurs, because this is where some of the fastest wealth creation is happening right now. The biggest mistake most people make with AI is thinking it's just a fancy gadget. In reality, it's a tool that can multiply productivity in almost any field. A single person today can build, automate, and scale a business that used to require a team of 10 people. That's how powerful this technology is. For example, think about marketing. A few years ago, creating professional ad campaigns required a designer, a copywriter, and a video editor. Today, one person with the right AI tools can generate headlines, images, and videos in minutes. Or look at customer service. Small businesses are now using AI chatbots to answer questions, manage orders, and handle customer requests 24 hours a day without paying a full-time employee. These are not futuristic ideas, they're happening right now. If you already have a business, the fastest way to grow in this new era is by identifying where your time and money are being wasted and replacing that process with automation. If you spend hours writing emails, managing spreadsheets, scheduling posts, or tracking data, AI can do most of it for you. That doesn't just save time, it increases profit margins instantly. Businesses that figure this out now will dominate their competitors by 2026, while those that ignore it will be left behind wondering what happened. But what if you don't have a business yet? Then 2026 could be your best chance to start one. The great thing about this moment is that AI lowers the barrier to entry. You no longer need huge startup capital, expensive employees, or advanced coding skills. You just need to identify a real problem and find a way to solve it with technology. Think about industries that are slow to adapt: real estate, law, healthcare, education, home services, finance. These are multi-trillion-dollar markets that are just starting to integrate AI. If you can find even one small pain point and use AI to fix it, you can build a valuable business fast. Take real estate, for example. Agents spend hours searching for new leads, cold calling, and managing paperwork. Someone who builds an AI system that automates lead generation or property matching can save those agents dozens of hours per week. Do you think they'd pay for that? Absolutely. The same goes for trades like plumbing or electrical work. These professionals don't need complicated technology. They just want more clients and less paperwork. An AI tool that helps them manage appointments or request reviews automatically can make them more money. When you solve problems that directly connect to income, people are happy to pay for it. And here's what's crazy, you don't even have to build these systems yourself anymore. You can use existing AI platforms like ChatGPT or Claude to guide you step by step on how to build a simple automation or app. You can learn everything you need online for free if you're willing to put in the time. The difference between those who will succeed and those who won't is the willingness to start before it feels perfect. Every successful entrepreneur from the internet era had the same mindset. They built while others were still researching. But what if you're not ready to start a business or invest money? You still have a massive opportunity by learning to use AI in your career. This is the part that almost everyone overlooks. Even if your job isn't directly related to technology, AI can help you become faster, smarter, and more valuable. And in the next few years, that difference will decide who keeps their job and who loses it. Let me explain. Imagine two accountants working in the same company. One spends hours manually entering data and checking reports. The other uses AI to automate half of those tasks. Who do you think gets promoted faster? Who do you think earns more? It's not about who's smarter, it's about who's leveraging the tools that make them more productive. The same is true for marketers, writers, designers, analysts, and even managers. AI won't replace every job, but it will replace the people who don't know how to use it. If you want to future-proof your career before 2026, start by asking AI how to help you, literally. You can type something as simple as, "Here's my job. What are 10 ways AI can make me more efficient?" It will show you step-by-step instructions, tools to try, and even ways to automate your tasks. Within weeks, you'll start working faster than most people around you. And when companies start cutting costs or promoting top performers, you'll be the one they want to keep. Here's the bigger picture. Between now and 2026, the global economy is shifting in two directions at once. On one side, automation is replacing old systems, and millions of people are at risk of being left behind. On the other, those who adapt are gaining new levels of freedom, more income, more time, more opportunity. The next 18 months are your chance to decide which side you'll be on. You don't need to be a tech genius to take advantage of this. You just need to be aware and willing to act. The same way early internet users didn't know exactly what the web would become, you don't need to predict every AI trend. You just need to participate in the movement before it becomes mainstream. That means learning, testing, building, and positioning yourself while it's still early. And yes, there will be noise. Everyone will have an opinion. Some will say AI is overhyped. Others will claim it's dangerous or that it's too late to get involved. Those are the same things people said about the internet, about social media, about cryptocurrency, about every major technological shift in history. The people who ignored the noise and stayed focused are the ones who came out on top. By 2026, AI will no longer be something new. It will be normal. Every business will have integrated it. Every worker will use it daily. And the extraordinary growth we're seeing now will start to level off. That's why the present moment is so rare. It's the final acceleration phase before maturity. And those who take action during this phase will experience results that seem almost unfair later on. Think about the timeline. We're not talking about decades. We're talking about the next 1 to 2 years. That's how short this window is. The actions you take in 2025 and 2026 could define the next 10 or 20 years of your financial life. You can spend that time learning, experimenting, and positioning yourself for the AI economy. Or you can watch others do it and wonder what could have been. In a few years, people will look back and say, 2026 was the turning point. Some will say it proudly because they built something during it. Others will say it regretfully because they missed it. The difference will come down to awareness, courage, and timing. You already have the awareness. The courage and timing are up to you. So if there's one message to take away from all of this, it's this. Don't wait for certainty. The people who build wealth during revolutions never wait for permission. They move while the world is still uncertain. 2026 isn't just another year. It's the crossroads between the old economy and the new one. And when that bridge closes, it won't reopen. This is your signal. Your reminder that right now, before the noise, before the crowd, before AI becomes just another boring part of daily life, you still have time to get in. But not much, because 2026 might truly be the last time you'll ever be able to build wealth this fast again. Or maybe you want to build wealth even faster, and then you finally understand that YouTube is your golden ticket right now. Think about it. If you've made it this far in the video, it means what I'm explaining to you in my free Telegram community works, right? So join with the link below and let me know if you are ready for 2026. Subscribe to this channel and see you soon. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.